Hey all if you can hear me. Hello. Hey all if you can hear me. Just a quick check. So people who are live with me as of now, can you all hear me now? Perfect. Sai, Atharva, everyone is here. Perfect. In 1 or 2 minutes from now, we'll start with the session. People are here live. Oh, once before everyone is here, let me quickly ask you a couple of questions. How many of you have given mock last week or in this week? How many of you have given a mock in the last week or in this week till now? Perfect. Then I believe there's no disturbance in the voice and you can see the presentation and the video both. That's good to know that. Today's session that we have planned for you, it's going to be, this is something which is special, which is on data interpretation. And we'll see the kind of question which comes from line graph. Okay. You know, there are various types of bar charts, pie charts, line graph, and tables and caselets, even spider web, which comes in the examination. Today's session will deal with line graph questions and some of the important caselets from the previous year CAT questions will take it live. But my question is still unanswered. People who are live with me, anyone who has taken a mock. In my last webinar, I told you that you should see the CAT 2019 or 18 paper, right? Sumit, where to give a mock? What we can do, you can get in touch with the MBAP admin team who can help you out with the access of the mocks. People who haven't got the mock access, you can be in touch with the MBAP team and we will help you out with the mock and at least the previous papers of the CAT examination. Just mention the email ID into the comment box. We will be there to help you out. Sarat has not given. Other people have given or no? Let's quickly start with the session. I hope all of you can see the presentation, which is here. All of you can see the presentation, right? Okay. Perfect. Then let's quickly begin with the session. Before I take up the objective for today's class, which is going to be on your line graph, let me tell you the kind of question that will come across, that the kind of question which usually comes in the examination will be on any of the variety which usually you have seen the questions on. It could be a line graph, it could be a bar graph, it could be a spider web, it could be a caselet, it could be a pie chart. But yes, the kind of question which comes from the calculation intensive caselet, I repeat, the kind of questions which comes from the calculation intensive caselet in the examination belongs to any of these four categories. You will see average based question, you will see percentage based question, you will see questions based on average of average, and you will see questions based on percentage of percentage. There are four kind of questions which comes in the examination. What is also important is you to understand the round one and round two questions. This is selection category questions. I repeat, this is the way you select the questions. We know there are 16 questions which comes in DI. This is going to be a mix of easy, medium, difficult, and next to impossible questions. I repeat, it's going to be a mix of easy, medium, difficult, and next to impossible question. So you have to first scan. I repeat, you need to first scan the questions and then select. I repeat, you have to first scan all the questions, all the 4 or 5 caselets which has come in the exam, and then select the caselets which is easy to go. Technically, round one and round two caselets of DI are those questions which are easy and moderate for you, And basically, these questions are calculation intensive caselet. I repeat, these are calculation intensive caselet. The only and only objective, that we have got for you is you to scan the question and then see the question live. That is easy for you. How do you select the question? One is the observation based question. Questions where technically you will see questions of finding the highest or the lowest value. The maximum, minimum question or the content-based questions are the questions which can be selected in the round one question. Round two questions are slightly more difficult and challenging than the round one question, which includes logical DI caselet. This includes caselet where you will see missing data figures, which means some data will be available, some data will not be available with you, and the options could be very close. So you, on the basis of these two parameters, you would have to judge whether should I put this question in round one or should I put this question in round two, depending on your comfortable area. And the most important part is technically where do you see your comfortable zone belongs to. Okay, but yes, mostly these questions are from the calculation intensive caselet. Okay, before we begin, let's quickly see the climax. Let's quickly see the climax. Uh, Before I show you this, let's see if I can give you a question. Okay, there are a lot of questions that we'll see today. Just a lot of questions that we will see today. Let's start with this question. This is SAT 2012 question. This is CAT 2012 question. Okay, amazing. Now I know this is not going to be a question which has been taken from line graph, but this will open your all the possible dimensions the way you think for the examination. Let's see the question and let's see how do you solve this question. The question says, in class 10th board examination, I repeat, in class 10th board examination, 10 papers are distributed among 5 groups. 10 papers have been distributed among 5 groups, which is PCB, Math, Social Science, Vernacular, and English. There are 5 groups which you can see. Each of the 10 paper, I repeat, each of the 10 paper is evaluated out of 100. The final score of a student is calculated in the following manner. First, the group score will be obtained. I repeat, first, the group score will be obtained by averaging the marks in the paper within the group, which means these are individual group number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And then the final group score is going to be computed. It is a simple average of the group score. So first, you have to find a group score, and then the final score is the average of the individual group score. Okay, which means twice you have to take the average. I repeat, twice you need to take the average, because of which you will be able to get the answer. Twice you need to get the you need to calculate the average. Only then you will be able to find a final score. The question is, the data of top 10 students are represented below. I repeat, the data of top 10 students are represented below. Deepen score, I repeat, Deepen is a boy here, which I'm going to mark here. Deepen is a guy whose English paper number 2 score has been intentionally removed. You can see this question mark. Deepen's paper number 2 score from English has been intentionally removed. All the other data, which is the final score and the individual scores on each group, has been given to you. And the question which I'm going to ask you is, the question is, how much did Deepen score in English paper 2? I repeat, you can take this question on the piece of paper. The question is, how much did Deepen score in English paper 2? If I go back, I'm here. What is the difficult part in this question? The difficult part in this question is only one thing. There are multiple times you have to take the average. I repeat, there are multiple times you have to take the average. Only then you will be able to understand the value of final score. So technically, you first need to find the group score of PCB, Math, Social Science, Vernacular, and English. Each of them respectively have 3 paper, 1 paper, 2 paper, 2 paper, and 2 paper. That's for the number of papers which is available to them. So first you need to calculate the group score. First you need to calculate the group score. After group score, you need to average the value. I repeat, after the group score, you need to average the value. Only then you will be able to find. Only then you will be able to find the final score. Okay. Since there are multiple times you need to take the average, so this will become slightly a difficult question. The question which is being asked to you is finding the score of Deepan in paper number 2. I repeat, finding the score of Deepan in paper number 2. First, calculate the individual average, then one more time take the average, and then you take consider it to be as a final score. But the question what is being asked to you is English paper mein Deepan, who is a boy, got how much? English paper number 2 is the question. This is going to be easy. This is going to be easy only and only if the concepts are shown. Only and only if the concepts are shown. Let me tell you one thing, all of you would agree that the concept of average, the concept of average is to make all the values same. The concept of average is to make all the values same, which means if I can make all the values same, I know what the average would be. If all the values, imagine there are three values 80, 80, and 80, all of you will agree the average for this values is 80 only. So you have to make all the values similar. Similarly, if I say Deepan's total score, whatever it is, you take average two times, three times, n number of times. So you take the average two times, three times, n number of times. The final score is considered to be on 96, which means if I want the value to be on 96, I repeat, if I want the value to be on 96, the final score, my assumption is all the values, I repeat, all the values of PCB, math, social science, vernacular, and English, all of them should be on 96. But it is visible that it is not 96, so the values are unequal. And hence the values are unequal. And if I can make the values simple or same, I can get the value of average in the given question. My question, or you could have asked me this question, why the hell you're giving me such a difficult question in the first go? We have just begun with the webinar now. My only objective always is see the climax, which means पहले से देख के रखो किस लेवल पे पहुंचना है तो पहुंचना इजी हो जाएगा तुम्हारे लिए. Okay. If I have to make all the values on 96, let's see if I can make this one. Deepan in paper number 1 got 98, 98, and 98. Deepan in paper number 1 got 98, 98, and 98. The overall average in PCB, which is physics, chem, and bio, is 98. He wanted this value to be on 96. Do you think this is more than average? I see this is more than average. How much more? This is 2 more than the average. The second value, math, is 95. You wanted this value to be on 96. Can we say this value is 1 less than the average? Most of you will agree that this value is 1 less than the average. Next value, social science. There are two papers, 96 and 95. We can understand the average for these two papers is going to be 95.5. So can we say this value is 0.5 less? Can we say this value is 0.5 less than the average? You will agree. Vernacular is 96 and 94. Can we say the average will be 95? Can we say the average will be 95? The average is 95. The average should have been 96. Can we say this value is 1 less? You will agree that this value is again 1 less. English I cannot calculate because I do not know the second value. Perfect. Since there's one thing which is common, you want all the values to be same. I repeat, you want all the values to be same. Let's see the deviation. Deviation here is plus 2. Deviation here is minus 1. What is 2 minus 1? Minus 1. What is 2 minus 1? Minus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1 minus 0.5. Plus 1 minus 0.5 is plus 0.5. Is how much? Plus 0.5. Deviation till here is plus 0.5. Next is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 0.5 is minus 0.5. For finding the value of average, you want the overall deviation to be on 0. The deviation till vernacular is minus 0.5. There's only one paper which is left. There's only one paper which is left. So we can say this value will be 0.5 more than the average. This value, the value of English, will be 0.5 more than the average. Only then plus 5 and minus 5 will be nullified. If we say this is 0.5 more than the average of 96, can we say English overall average should be 96.5? Can we say the overall average of English should be 96.5? Now 96.5 is being taken out from two values, 96 and the second value I do not know. There are two values which are giving you the answer. There are just two values. The answer will be out in just 1 or 2 seconds. There are two values. One is on 96, second value I do not know. But you want the average to be on 96.5. Do you see the first value is 0.5 less? Do you see the first value is 0.5 less than the average? If you agree with me, then to nullify this minus 0.5, you will say the next value will be 0.5 more than the average. 0.5 more than 96.5, the answer will be 97. And hence, Deepan scored 97 in paper number 2 of English. Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you? The answer for the given question, Muskan, you are slightly close, but the answer for the given question is 97. One is always a conventional approach. Conventional approach मतलब कि जहाँ पे तुमको बहुत ज़्यादा math involve करना पड़ेगा. You have to practically do a lot of due diligence before you solve the question. Second is going to be on the simple line, the objective of concept. Learn concepts, it's always going to be easy for you to solve this fast. Jayaprakash, you are absolutely right. The answer for the given question is 97. All of you got the answer right. The answer for the given question is 97. Perfect. Okay, Sarat, the last value you will see the average is zero point 0.5 more, 96.5. In paper number 1, it is 96. Paper number 2, I do not know. But 96.5, 96 is zero point 0.5 less than the average. To nullify this deviation, the next value will be zero point 0.5 more than the average. More than 96.5 plus zero point 0.5, the value will become 97. Hence, the answer is 97. Perfect. And believe me, this is the actual CAT question. This is CAT 2011 or 12 question, I forgot. But this is the previous questions. All the questions of CAT, if you have a sorted mind, if you are doing a proper due diligence, if your analysis is strong enough, it's not going to be a difficult paper to crack. Some people are not telling whether they have understood or no. You can just click on the like button so that I can get to know that people have understood this approach or no. Perfect. Okay. Let's see this question, which is again, this is CAT 2010 question. I hope the screen is visible to all of you. I hope the screen is visible to all of you. This question belongs to all of you because this is a slightly a silly question, which you can do. Let's read the data very well and then you'll be able to solve this question. This is CAT 2010 question. The question says, there are a lot of numerical data which is being given to you. The x-axis and the y-axis, I repeat, the x-axis and the y-axis of the data has been, of a graph has been given to you. The data points in the figure below represents the monthly income and the expenditure. The monthly income and the expenditure data of individual members of Ahuja, Bose, Kumar, and Dubey. So let me term these families in a very simple manner. Let's term these values as A, B, C, comma D. A, B, C, D. There are four families. The x-axis represents the expenditure. The y-axis represents the income. So this is the value of your expense. This is the value of your income. Okay. And the color combination is going to be important. You can see the blue color star is basically for Bose. The red color is basically belongs to Ahuja. Green color triangle is basically for Kumar. And the navy blue color belongs to Dubey here. Okay. These are four families which I can see here. These are four families which I can see here. It has been given to you that in the above question, you have to use a simple formula, which is saving is nothing but income minus expenditure, which all of you would know. Saving is nothing but income minus expenditure. The kind of question that we are dealing with now is purely an observation based question. This is purely an observation based question. This question will technically take only and only 10 seconds for you to solve the question. This question will only and only about for you. This question will take only 10 seconds for you to solve the question because it is not a difficult paper or difficult caselet which you are dealing with. Let's see the first question. The first question is, which family has the lowest average income? Which family has the lowest average income? We know income belongs to which axis? Income belongs to y-axis, right? Income belongs to y-axis. You have to see the values of income belongs to here, y-axis, but there are multiple people. I repeat, there are multiple members which belongs to each family. So Kumar, if I see Kumar will have three people here. The triangles in the green, you'll see three of them. The red Ahuja, you'll see three of them, right? The triangle which is in navy blue color is two of them, and then the star is also three of them. The objective for this question is you have to find the average income. The question is which of the following has the lowest average income? What do you think the answer would be? Lowest average income. The lowest average income which you can see here. The lowest average income which you can see here. Anyone who got the answer? Lowest average income. Your income belongs to y-axis here. That the points that you can see here. Sachin says it's going to be Kumar. Okay. Other people, what about you? What do you think the answer would be? This, all of you, this is going to be a very slightly simple question which I've chosen. You can see this is a purely an observation question. If the values of triangle is this, and this, you will say the average will be somewhere here. So the average for Kumar belongs to here. If I see the red box here, if I see the red box here, you will see the average values is going to be always in between. The average value will always be in between. You want the average to be lower. Lower values belongs to the values which tend to become zero. I repeat, the lower values are the values which tend to become zero. So values which are slightly lower in nature, which is 0 to values which is less than half, which is 2500, you will consider values which are only and only till here. Okay, only and only till here. One way to look at the value is this, and second way which I can tell you is, the second way in which you can deal with the value is looking the value either horizontally or vertically. I repeat, looking at the value either horizontally or vertically. If you look at the values from the y-axis vertical, if you look at the value from the y-axis vertical like this, or like this part, you will say the values which is always slightly closer than or lower than the average belongs to the value of Kumar. Belongs to the value of Kumar. Quickly, what I want is you to tell me the answer for question number 2 and question number 3. Quickly tell me the answer for question number 2 and 3. Next is which family has the highest average expenditure? Expenditure belongs to x-axis. Highest average expenditure. Highest average expenditure. The highest average expenditure belongs to whom? Which family gives you the highest average expenditure? Is it Ahuja, Bose, Kumar, or Dubey? If I just put a straight line, you will say the average for Kumar family will be slightly little here. The average for Bose family is going to be here, slightly here. The average for, let's say, Ahuja family, there are 3 pointers that we can see here. But yes, if I see the deviation from the blue triangles, you say Ahuja is going to be slightly more than the value of Bose. If I see the value for Dubey, one value is here, the second value is here, the one value is here, and the second value is here. What do you think the answer is? All of you are right. The answer for the given question is, what is the answer? Is it Ahuja or Dubey? Is it Ahuja or Dubey? The value of Ahuja is going to be till here. If I see the values of Dubey one value is here, the second value is here. If I just make a linear line here, you will see the average will be slightly close to 2000. The value will be slightly close to 2000. What is the answer? The answer for this question is Dubey, not Ahuja. The answer for this question is not Ahuja. The answer for this question is Dubey. The reason is also one. Even for Dubey, there are only 2 people that you can see here. For Ahuja, there are 3 people. The answer for this question is basically Dubey. The answer for this question is Dubey. All of you who got the answer Dubey is right. Just make a straight line. These are observation-based questions. These are simple enough for you to understand. Look, it's not a complex paper. It's going to be a simple thing. All what you need to do is need to have a good observation skill to solve these questions. The answer is Dubey. Let's see the second question. Let's see the second question which is being asked to you. Perfect. Let's go on. The question is again. So if you want, you can put this either in the form of a line graph or a bar graph. But let's read the data which has been asked to you. Each point in the graph below shows the profit and the turnover data of a company. Each point in the graph below shows the profit and the turnover of a company. Each company belongs to one of the following segment, which is either a textile company, a cement company, and a textile company. Textile, cement, and steel. There are three companies, three categories of companies, and there are multiple companies which belong to each segment. Textile, cement, and steel. There are three of them. You can call this as TCS. So on one side, your profit has been given to you, and second, you have profitability. I repeat, on one side, profit has been given to you, and this is CAT 2012 question. I repeat, this is again CAT 2012 questions. In the lot, you will always find easy questions also. You have profit data, you have turnover data. To find a profit, you will make a line like this. To find a turnover, you will find a value like this. Clear? On the y-axis, draw a line to find a profit. On the x-axis, draw a line to find the turnover. The question is, for how many companies, I repeat, for how many companies did the profit exceed 10% of the turnover? For how many companies? The profit exceeds 10% of the turnover. This is slightly a silly question. This kind of question, technically, you will be able to solve in 10 seconds only. 10 seconds is also good enough for you to solve the question. If you find a linearity between the x-axis and y-axis, the first point on x-axis is basically 1000, y-axis is basically 100. The second point is 2000, the value here is 200. 3000, 300, and 4000 belongs to 400, which means each of the value of y-axis, I repeat, each of the value of y-axis is basically 10% of x-axis. Each of the value of y-axis is basically 10% of the x-axis, which means straight away if you make a line, I repeat, straight away if you make a line, this line belongs to 10% index. This line technically is a line of profit by turnover equal to 10%, equal to 10%. So my profit to turnover line is basically 10%. My easy question which goes to all of you is, how many companies does the profit exceeds more than 10%? More than 10% belongs to this category or this category. You will say the values which are on the upper side of the line. I repeat, the values which are on the upper side of the line are technically the values which are more than 10%, where turnover is less and profit is more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is simply 7%. 7 companies. The answer is simply 7 companies. You can count it, no manually. The answer is 7. The answer is 7. Okay. Yes, all what you need is a sharp observation power. So it's not the case manually. You have to check for each company and then calculate and then tell me the answer. Is it 7, 8, 5, 3, 4, or 2, or 1? I hope all of you have understood this. It's not a difficult question, and believe me, this is an actual CAT question. This is CAT 2012 question. All what you need is a sharp observation skill, nothing else. All what you need is a sharp observation skill, and then you can solve these questions faster. Nothing to worry about. And yes, these kind of questions do exist in every year. Whichever year you will be writing CAT examination, the objective is your concepts, your observation power, and calculation speed. Three things should be good enough. Okay, so again, I see less number of people commenting here. If all of you have understood this, please hit a like button. I will get to know that more number of people have understood this time. Perfect. Now, the question which I have given you here, this is slightly advanced question. This is slightly advanced question. This question can belong to round 2 or round 3 questions. Okay. This is missing data. This is missing data caselet of the CAT examination. Let's read the question well. Let's read out the question well so that you can understand it better. Perfect. Let's have a look at this question. The question says, and this is slightly time consuming, so we'll spend roughly around 10 minutes to solve this caselet. This caselet is basically of a category of question, which is your games and tournament. Okay, let's do it. The question says, Championship 2008, EFC 2008, as on 15 June 2008 has happened, there are 12 teams play each other twice. There were 12 teams which played against each other twice. The championship match will be concluded by 20th June. The championship match will be concluded by 20th June 2008. The rank of the teams in the championship are decided by the points scored in the team. By the points scored by the team. The higher the points, the better will be the rank. I repeat, the higher the point, the better will be the rank. If two teams are tied with same number of points, if two teams are tied with the same number of points, the team with a higher goal difference, I repeat, the team with the higher goal difference has a better rank, has a better rank. If they are still tied, I repeat, if they are still tied, the team with the higher goal difference, the team with the higher goal difference will have a better rank, which means, let's say if there are two teams which are on the same rank, which is 36 or 36, you will take the difference of goals scored minus goals against. Goals scored is what did I do from my team, and goals against is number of goals which I with the other team had with me. You will take the difference of this. The question is the team with the higher with rank one will win the EFC 2008. The team with rank one will win the EFC 2008 club. Perfect. This is a good question which I can take with all of you. All of you are slightly mature now from the time of your preparation. If you want to take an important note, you can take it. If you want to jot down something, you can jot down. If you want, we can take up the question. My first question to you is, my first question to you is, if there are 12 teams, I repeat, if there are 12 teams and they're playing against each other twice, if there are 12 teams and they're playing against each other twice, what is the total number of match? Tell me the total number of match played. Answer me this question, then I'll take you ahead in the actual question, which has been asked for this case rate. The question is, if there are 12 teams and if each of them have played two matches each, what is the total number of match played? Sarat says 66. That's too huge. I'm so sorry. 66 is not the answer. 66 is not the answer. 66 is not the answer. Rohil says, Rohil says 24. 24 is also not the answer. Princeton says 22. Sai says 132. How can you get 132? There are 12 teams playing against each other twice. So let's say if I see Portugal, see here, Portugal is the first team. He's going to play a match with the other 11 teams. With the other 11 teams. The total number of matches will be how much? Believe me, there are only 12 teams. There are only 12 teams. Each of them, my question is, each of them is playing how many matches? 11 match. 11 match. The final answer is how much? Okay, good enough. The final number of matches will be 22. There are 22 matches. There are 22 matches which you will play. Hari, you are right. Karan, you are right. The answer for this question is 22. Okay. The answer for this question is 22 matches. 22 matches. Okay. Let's see the first question. Actually, absolutely right. However, this is not the question. Let's see the question. Let's see the question. Let's see the first question. The first question which goes to all of you is the two teams with the lowest rank will definitely go out of the tournament. The two teams with the lowest rank will go out of the tournament. So which of these two teams will definitely go out of the EFC 2008? There are two teams. There are two teams with The lowest rank, any two teams with the lowest rank will go out of the tournament, will go out of the tournament. The question is, which of these two teams will definitely go out of the EFC 2008? Or if all of you have taken the question, let me take you back to the table. I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute to think and then tell me the answer. I'll give you a minute to think and then tell me the answer. Who's going to help me out with the answer this time? The question is, there are how many teams are there? There are 12 teams. Out of these 12 teams, there are two teams with the lowest rank. The question says there are two teams with the lowest rank will definitely go out of the tournament. Which of these teams will definitely go out? Is it Sweden, Russia, or Spain? Is it Sweden, Russia, or Spain? I'll give you a minute to think, then tell me the answer. Fast. I got two answers. I got Sarat says Russia, Raj says Russia. Hari also says Russia. One, Princeton, the question is one. One who is definite. Jayaprakash was saying Russia and Spain. The answer is definitely wrong. Why? Because the question says, dude, only one which will definitely go out. So focus on this keyword definitely, which means there are certain uncertainty in this case. There are certain uncertainty in this case. Akhil, answer. Okay, let's have a poll quickly. How many of you think Russia will go out? Russia being the lowest ranked team. Jayaprakash says Russia. Jashvora says Russia. Karan says Russia. Okay. Harmeet says Spain. Okay. Which of the three teams, Sweden, Spain, or Russia, will definitely go out of the tournament? Amrita, you are definite. You are saying Sweden. Okay. Rohit also says the same. Akhil, I'm so sorry, all of you. I'm going to break all your hearts. The answer for all this question, or the first question which you have given me, is totally wrong. The answer for the question which you have given me is totally wrong. But the question is why? Why the answer is wrong? Why is it the case that it's the answer is neither Sweden, neither Spain or Russia? This session is going to make your perspective way much more clear for data interpretation caselet. I told you one thing. I gave you a hint also. I gave you a hint also. The hint was this question belongs to a caselet of missing data. This is a missing data caselet. If you see the question deals with the number of teams and the number of matches played, won, draw, lost scores, goal score and goals against, and the final pointers. That's what has been given to you. That's what has been given to you. But if you see the number of matches, the data, if you see the data of number of matches, the number of matches is 21, 20, 20. Do you think the data is complete? Do you think all the matches have been played? I will discuss one thing, that the total number of matches by each team, the total of number of matches by each team is going to be how much? 22 matches. The total number of matches by each team is going to be how much? 22 matches, which means the data is only available for 21 matches. The data for Germany is only for 20 matches. Data for Russia is 21. Data for Spain is 21. Data for Sweden is 21. Do you know that what happened in the last match, which is the 22nd match? Do you know what happened in the last match? If you do not know, how can you get the answer? The question is, how can you get the answer? How can you be so definite? So, how many of you agree? How many of you agree? The answer for this question is data insufficient. How many of you agree that the answer for this question is data insufficient? Because the last match statistics has not been given to you. How many of you think? How many of you think the data answer for this question is data insufficient because the last match statistics has not been given to you? What if I give you? What if I give you? Let's say Russia win the 22nd match. What if I tell you Russia won the 22nd match? Will you be able to tell me that who will definitely go out? What if I say Spain won the 22nd match? What if I say Sweden lost the 22nd match? Even if I give you the statistics, imagine the question is, even if I give you the statistics that who won and who lost in the match, in the last match, can you get the answer? Still, you cannot get the answer. The reason is simple one. Wait, I'm here to tell you. The question is also right. There's something which is more important than this. There's something which is even if I tell you who won the last match, how can you get the answer for the total number of points? See, do total number of points has to do something with the number of matches played, won, draw, and lost, right? The total point. Get this thing in your mind that the total point is a sum of won, draw, and lost. Won, draw, and lost. Do you get to know? क्या आपको पता चलेगा कि if I win, what is the point do I get? Positive point. If I draw, do I get positive or negative point? If I lost, how much negative point will I get? How much negative point will I get? The answer for all the three questions, how much point you will get for win, draw, and lost, is given to you in the table. I repeat, all of you who are live, the answer for the question, how much points will you get? I repeat, how much points will you get for number of wins, number of draw, and number of lost matches is being given to you in the table. Yes, technically being given to you in the table. For this, you have to relate. Think through. Be live for next 5 minutes. All your thinking perspective will change. Portugal won 14, draw 3, lost 4. The total number of pointers what it has is 45. Romania on the other side won 5, draw 7, lost 9, and the total number of pointers what it has is 22. Russia on the other side won 3 matches, draw 6, lost 12, and the total number of pointers is 15. Now tell me the pointers that you make on winning, the pointers that you make on drawing the match, and the pointers which you lose after losing a match. This is the statistics that you have to roll in your mind before you take up the questions of this cat level caselet. If you do this, one perspective is 14 threes is 42. If you add 42 plus 3, the answer becomes 45. 5 into 3 is 15. 15 plus 7 becomes 22. This is 0. Then 3 into 3 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. If you do this, only then you will get to know. I repeat, if you do this, only and only if you do this, only then you will get to know that, dude, in the question, if you won, you will have 3 points. If you draw, you will have 1 point. And if you lose, there is 0 point. And practically, you need to test this with all the other countries also. Practically, you can test this with all the other countries. This should work. This aspect should work. All of you got this? If this part is clear, let's see the data. Let's see if Russia wins the last match. Let's see if Russia wins. Russia is on 21 matches. If Russia wins the last match, it's going to be on 18. If Russia wins the match, and Sweden loses the last match, you will say Russia will be more than Sweden and Sweden will go out of the tournament. If I say Spain, last match is left. If Spain wins the last match, he will be above Sweden and 20 will be more than 17, and again Sweden will go out of the match. If Sweden wins the match, Spain loses the match, Russia loses the match, then Russia loses the entire tournament. The answer depends on again the same thing. The statistics of the 20-second match has not been given to you. Sweden, Spain, and Russia. Are they winning? They're losing or they're drawing? The answer depends on them. The answer depends on them. We do not know. Even if I do +3, +1, and 0, still you will not be able to get the answer because there are a lot of cases which is possible. So either the answer is either Sweden can go out, either Spain can go out, or either Russia can go out, depending on the match 22nd. I repeat, depending on the match 22nd. All of you got this? Yes or no? If you have got this, please click the like button. If you have not understood, please comment me in the box so that I can help you out further. That's how you have to think through. I repeat, that's how you have to think through before taking up the questions. Before taking up the questions. Okay, got this or no? Perfect. Let's see the second question. Let's see the second question. The second question is, if one of the match, I repeat, the question says if one of the match between Portugal and Germany, if one of the match between Portugal and Germany remains to be played, if one of the match between Portugal and Germany remains to be played and Germany wins the match, then who will win the EFC 2008? We are discussing between Portugal and Germany, and who wins the match? Germany wins the match. Let's quickly go on the table. We are discussing Germany and Portugal. The answer for this previous question is cannot be determined. The answer is cannot be determined. CBD. Portugal and Germany. Portugal is only one match. Portugal is only one match left. Germany 2 matches left. Italy 2 matches left. I'll look at the statistics of the top three teams. Look at the statistics of top three teams. Portugal lost. Portugal lost the match. So the total pointer for Portugal will be 45 only. Germany wins the match. Germany wins the 21st match. Germany wins the 21st match. So the data becomes 47. Plus 3 will become 47. 47 is more than 45. So many of you will say that Germany will win the EFC club. That Germany will win the EFC club. But also look into one more data, which is Italy. For Italy also, 2 matches has been left. For Italy also, 2 matches has been left. And if Italy wins both the matches, still the pointers will be 6 more. And the value will become 46. Dude, even if I do 2 positive for Italy, 47 will be more than 46. And believe me, जर्मनी के पास अब भी एक मैच बाकी है. बिलीव मी, जर्मनी के पास अब भी एक मैच बाकी है. जर्मनी के पास अभी एक मैच बाकी है. अब वो जर्मनी जीत भी सकता है, हार भी सकता है. आई डू नॉट केयर, क्योंकि द हाईएस्ट इज 47. The highest is 47. So the answer for the given question is Germany. So the answer for the given question is Germany. Let's quickly do the third question. If you have understood this part, please hit the like button. If you have not understood, please put into the comment box. We can redo it. Let's take up the last question. Based on the data given in question number 2, which team will be ranked second in the EFC 2008? Based on data. So question number 2, between Portugal and Germany, Germany wins the match. Portugal has exhausted all the total number of 22 matches. For Germany, 1 more match is left. For Italy, 2 more matches is left. The question to you is based on the data of question number 2. Based on the data for question number 2, which team will be ranked 2? Rank 1, so we know rank 1. Who got rank 1? Rank 1 is Germany. Rank 1 is Germany, right? Rank 1 is Germany. So the answer will be between Portugal or Italy. Germany cannot be the answer. Germany cannot be the answer, right? If I go here, if I see the final pointer for Portugal is 45. The final pointer for Portugal is 45. Let's bring Italy into picture. Italy has 40 pointers as of now, and two matches has been left. If Italy won both the matches, it's going to be on 46. It's going to be on 46. 46 is more than 45. Only in this case, Italy will be above Portugal. But what if Italy, what if Italy draws both the match? In that case, if both are draw, it's going to be plus one, and the value will be 42. 42 is less than 45. What happens if Italy loses both the matches? The final pointer will be 40, and 40 is also less than 45. Yes, the answer for the question. All of you are right. The answer for this question is again cannot be determined because you do not know what happened with Italy. Did Italy won both the match? Did Italy lost both the matches? You do not know. You do not know. So based on the cases, only in one case, I repeat, only in one case, when Italy won both the matches. When Italy won both the matches, 46 will be more than 45. In that case, Italy will be on position 2. Otherwise, it is losing the entire series. Clear? So that's what I had for you for the from the perspective of the CAT level webinar on data interpretation. If the entire perspective is clear, you can again hit the like button so that I will get to know that majority of you have understood this. If there's certain thing which you have not understood well, please put it into the comment box. And the time is up, 9 o'clock. You have your live session. So people who are there in the respective batches have to go for the live session which is being planned for you. Any comment is welcome. Whether you want to take these doubts in the doubt solving session or you want to put into the comment box, the team will be there to help you out. Okay, but please ensure you can revise the entire video once again so that the perspective of the CAT level data interpretation gets clear. All these questions have been solved by all the mentors, and they are all previous year questions of CAT. You have to think through and then solve the data interpretation. Perfect then. So thank you so very much for being with me. I hope you like the session. I want your performance to just go up and up in the while we meet in the upcoming session. In the meanwhile, I want you to take at least one more costly the paper of 2018 or 19 so that we can have a good discussion when we meet next time. Perfect then. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much.